All right, hello, welcome to Crit Couch. I'm Michael,
and I'm Skylar, and it's been a year.
Yeah, this is going to be our birthday video. We're picking, of course, one of our Let's Try videos.
I decided to adjust my mic right now. We've
fine.
gotten good over the year at doing this show.
Yeah, we absolutely know what we're doing, and I'm setting this on easy because it's a beat 'em up with no actual coins.
No,
yeah, because it's a Super Nintendo game.
Real quick, so a dozen fonts was what they decided to go with for.
Yes. Like every single letter, there's a different. They basically fired the copy guy between every single one, and they were like, "Oh, I prefer this big stone."
That cleric is built like a brick shit house.
Yeah, like this was actually okay. This is King of Dragons. It's a Capcom beat 'em up. I'm gonna start this because I don't think it plays music on that screen, which is very disconcerting if you're just watching it.
It's just the talking. Is the audio broken? Who do you like to play?
We have 6 seconds to decide, so pick.
Fighter.
Okay, fighter.
Yeah.
God, it's so weird ass restraints of the time. Like,
well, I love it so very D&D 1 of like fighter, cleric, wizard, or elf. Wait, why is that my whole identity?
I used to point this out a lot when I used to teach game design classes and stuff. I would point that out because we would trace it back to like D&D stuff, which was like how
I have coffee.
Yep. How like the Japanese like influence from D&D like has kind of a weird back and forth effect where like, you know, the idea of the class of an archer gets like translated through that weird D&D lens like back to an elf, to the extent that like elves and archers were just basically kind of made one and the same.
These orcs and gnolls should really like try
take
out
it
for
easy, like
the MBA because like, I mean, this guy has like a 12-foot vertical. Oh, so does the fighter. Okay.
Oh yeah. Everybody is on steroids. Like that is just it's just in the water in this land. Like somebody spilled a giant vat of steroids, and so yeah, this is King of Dragons. It is a Capcom beat 'em up. That guy.
I am the fuck-o-matic.
That guy's got roid gut.
I'm sorry. What is roid gut? Decided to take a sip of the coffee at the most worst time.
Well, it's like when you get the kind of like distended belly because like of all the like weird growth that
the
steroids cause.
Yeah, I didn't know that was actually a thing. So
I'm not shitting on you if you're taking steroids, but it's just a thing that happens, right? Like it is a thing.
I just got done taking steroids. Actually,
that is not the same type as anabolic steroids. You got done taking steroids so you could breathe. These are not the same thing.
Yeah, I just recovered from the Rona.
This game also has like I got that level 2 sword and my sword turned a little curvy, which
look at that.
So like kind of in the same vein as
Holy
like Knights
shit.
of the Round or
the fighter, the way he moves and looks and holds his sword. Dragon's Crown.
Dragon's Crown.
It's like the same dude.
Well, so like Capcom was the Dungeons and Dragons Shadows over Mystara, like so like that Dragon's Crown game took a whole bunch of cues from basically like the Capcom era. Fuck you, Red Treasure Chest. Froze my ass.
Twas a mimic.
But yeah, so like the Dragon's Crown games took a bunch of cues from this era of stuff.
Yeah, that is literally how he stands.
Yeah.
Like to a T. Oh wow, it's a GIF. Look at
that.
Yep. Everybody at home, just put the Dragon's Crown fighter up. There you go. There's some work for you.
Really, it's a gamble as to whether or not I'll listen to you and actually put an image up.
Mm-hmm. No. But also, we just wanted to choose like a fun random game to play because if this is coming out Thursday, I think technically this is exactly a year since our first upload,
I believe the first Mega Man X video. Okay, it's guy. Okay, guy. I can't hit him when he's getting ready to charge. Okay, guy.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
I'm not your guy, friend. Fuck.
What?
The floor.
Oh. That did not read to me at all. Oh, there's a whole world down here.
There is.
I love that he's...
Whoa!
I don't know if is our volume just down a little bit or
I do have the I do have the speakers low.
Okay, I just like you can barely hear anything, but it's just. I like because the other option we were gonna play was what was it? Knights of the Round.
Knights of the Round, which I also really like, and it was also Capcom. Also has sprite changes and stuff like that as you level up. Little more extreme than this one. This is mostly weapon and shield upgrades, which are still cool for the era, but little more. I mean, this is a little more traditional. Like, you know, there's not a whole lot of like extra growth or anything. I mean, I guess technically there's not really a lot of extra growth in Knights of the Round either. I
don't know, because like what it's Lancelot, Arthur, and then who's the third one?
Percival.
Yeah, doesn't Percival get like jacked?
Well, he's always jacked, but like he basically turns into like Stone Cold Steve Austin in his last form. Like his hair all goes away and he grows a beard.
Yeah, that's just what happens. Yeah, as you get older, and you know when you kill people, I guess.
Yeah.
Reminds me of. Did you ever watch Barry by any chance?
No.
It's I can't remember the actor's name now, but anyways, there's one second. Okay.
It's Dargun.
Wait. Oh, okay. I thought maybe his name was actually misspelled. But no, there's like an assassin they bring in, and he's just like this like old ancient looking guy, and one of the characters is talking to him. He's just like, I've seen so much, I'm only 23. But again, it's like it's played by like the 60-year-old man.
But yeah, I guess so we're gonna drop this on Thursday, which as Skylar mentioned, I believe March 9th is like
is literally the day.
That is it is the day that
Hey, Sassy, I'm gonna come get you.
I just got done with my ballroom dancing classes.
Wow,
No, you know what? It's like fucking dressage, like with horses.
Yes, yeah.
I am practicing to be a weird Olympic sport.
Yeah.
They said only equestrian could do it, but I beg to defer.
The thigh muscles this thing has, though, are like...
If you practice tiptoeing the way I tiptoed, you would have thigh muscles like this as well.
Okay, but for real, he got that butt, though. Like,
look at his pecs.
Yeah, man, he's got a lot of... Someone, like, too lovingly... Wow, you were on fire for a second. Someone a little too lovingly crafted certain parts of this wyvern. It's not a dragon, it's a wyvern.
Is it?
It doesn't have arms.
Whose definition of wyvern is that? Is that just a Monster Hunter definition?
It became... All right, somebody back me up on this, because I'm about to say some shit that I'm making up. That became some distinction.
It is a wyvern according to this, so you are correct in that.
Got some more shit to say. The game's got my back.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was asking.
No. I don't know what the delineation became. Monster Hunter does.
Back to the font differences. Sorry, world map, Cave of Hydra,
stage. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm like. Sorry, I was drinking coffee. Anyway, yeah, somebody back Skylar up on that because I actually don't know the.
No. So at some point, the delineation did become that a wyvern is a dragon-like. Yeah, a dragon-like entity, but it doesn't have arms. In fact, it's almost like bat-like, right? Where its arms are its wings.
Right.
And then a dragon has arms and legs, and then also wings. Why that distinction was important, I don't know. But like, I've always drawn that from somewhere.
Yeah.
That a wyvern doesn't have arms. A dragon has arms. And I think that goes back as far as like. In fact, I think D&D may have established that a little bit early on.
It is possible because, like, we were kind of talking about this. We mentioned it a little bit at the beginning of the episode here, but like, that is a thing that a lot of these. God damn it!
You just get to sit here and think about your life a little bit.
A lot of these like early like SNES, NES era games, and even like RPGs and stuff like. Pulled a bunch out of D&D. I mean, we've talked, I think when we were on our stream when we played Final Fantasy 1, I talked about how like if you look through the art book, like it is all straight up like there's a bunch of D&D monsters right down to like mind flayers and beholders. Dragon Quest 1 Look at that. What could possibly go wrong? Dragon Quest 1 also has a wyvern. It's a little weirder of a wyvern. Like, it has a duck bill.
It's like the platypus wyvern.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It has a duck bill, and it also. Ow.
I like that they flinch back when you hit them. They're like, "Oh shit!"
So toasty.
Oh, there's a blue one now.
Okay.
You'll never see me coming. Seems very random.
Again, quarter muncher. Like,
yeah.
it was always kind of shitty when they released quarter munchers, with like these kinds of mechanics, because usually, like, I set it on easy because I wanted to make sure, like,
we could go through a bit of
yeah,
it.
we could kind of just like chill back, and show some of it off. But like you see, I only have 2 continues, and like I have 5 lives per continue, so like you have a limited number of chances. See, there's another font.
God,
and
that's a lot.
It's a seizure font.
Yeah. Warning.
Hello? Okay.
Huh?
The Red Dragon Gildas has risen from his long slumber.
Where did
the
you
northern
come
folk
from?
are overrun with monsters.
Was he
Like, just inside the dragon's neck.
Okay.
The dragon was actually just mad because the dude was stuck in his throat.
Yeah. Like, it's like the northern place is filled with whatever, and then we go east. With
I turned him into a toad.
reminds me of Depression Toad from Palace of the Dead.
Oh yeah, in Final Fantasy 14 he's referring to.
Yeah, anytime I turn into a toad, I turn like the walk on so that he doesn't hop, and he just looks really sad as he crawls across the ground. And I just be like, life sometimes can be a lot.
That it is so Palace of the Dead, for anybody who doesn't know, in FF14 is like it's not an infinite, but it's like an upward scaling. It's got like 200 floors dungeon, and it's like a challenge dungeon to go through, kind of roguelike-ish.
It's procedural.
But one of the traps in there turns you into a toad, a la like one of the Final Fantasy status effects. And so like if you walk over that trap on the floor, you just like turn into a real frog boy.
Yeah. My favorite thing of the Final Fantasy VII remake, and I do mean this is one of my favorite things, is that when you get turned into a frog, you still have like a little aspect of the character left over.
Yeah.
So like is it, I want to say Cloud still has like a teeny tiny little buster sword on his back or something like that. I don't remember all of them, but yeah, they're just like every little toad has its own thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like we started to say it a couple of times, but yeah, this will be March 9th, I believe, is when our first, like, our Mega Man X1 video got uploaded. So like that'll be a year for us.
Yeah, so how's your year been?
It has been time that passed, I guess. I mean, I've been enjoying.
All right, next time on Cricket.
Wow, that just abruptly ended.
All right, and we're in Greece. Okay.
No, I mean, like it's been an interesting year. Like, figuring out the channel, and like I know, the last couple months especially, like we've seen a little bit of growth. So to anybody who's joined us for that, thank you so much. Like, I know we're doing Let's Play stuff, which we might be a little past the prime of that, but it's something that, like, we've talked about it before, but Skylar didn't grow up with a lot of these games, and they formed a lot of these games, obviously, like all games, form a lot of people's opinions about things, right? So like that's not a unique perspective. What are we doing?
What the fuck happened there?
Skeleton and I were just jamming. But like, especially given the fact that like I taught game design for a long time, like most of my friends
it's you again
have worked in the game industry at some point. I have friends still actively. In fact, if you watch our stream, our friend James is a writer and has been a producer.
I was going to say, actually, plug the Twitch real quick, because
it's the Crit Catch Twitch. It's all good.
We stream on Mondays and sometimes Thursdays.
Yeah, but yeah, like, so like, the games industry is not just like a thing that I love. It's a thing that I worked. either tangentially, because I've never like had a true games industry position, but we did like independent stuff. You know, I've worked on some little things that were on mobile stores. So like,
I was a contestant at Indiecade back in the day.
yeah, like, so, you know, there were paths in life.
Contestant makes it sound like I was on a game show.
Yeah.
I was a finalist for an award.
Yeah, and like, and I mean, you also took, you know, you had your Robot Zog game or whatever that, I mean, you know, you took to, is that IGDF, the Independent Games Festival or whatever y'all went to and kind of showed it off or something?
We went to a couple things with that. That was a long shot back. Like, looking back at it, I'm like, we had a lot of fun on that project, but oh man.
But also, like, several people who worked on that project are industry or industry tangential now too. Like, I mean, it was for a mixture of undergraduate and graduate student workers. Like, it was, you know, it was a good project. Like, you know, it gave people a lot of room. Like, I got to wear a motion capture suit and be like the heavy, you know.
God,
like,
I forgot about the mocap day. Yeah.
So like, this channel is like, a lot of it is, you know, me wanting to show stuff to you that you didn't grow up with, and it's like, let's talk, you know, hopefully bring some lightheartedness, hopefully like bring some design components and to anybody who
Did you
watches.
Just power slide?
I don't think so.
Oh, I could have sworn it looked like you like slid on your knee for a second. Well, and it's weird. So technically, we started working on this channel almost 2.5, 3 years?
4.
4.
Our initial recordings were in 2019.
Jesus.
Because that was when I was transitioning out of teaching and
yeah.
Oh no.
It's wild because I remember I was going through a lot at that time.
Yeah.
Wow, weird. I need to go back and listen to those because I wonder like, well, I don't watch our show. What do you? No.
Yeah, I know. I know every time you make a joke that you've made 3 times before.
No. That was the wildest looking side. Oh, he doesn't even get it.
He's just dead, Zoo. Yeah.
I always love a good RPG that like changes your equipment, but
what's the timer at?
I don't know. Oh Jesus! It like closed down. What the hell?
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a little bit longer episode because it's our birthday episode. Fuck it.
Yeah. We're turning 1.
Yeah.
Does that mean we get like a smash cake and
cognizance of the world?
Yeah. Is that what happens at age 1?
No.
I don't remember. Okay.
You're still a blob.
I was gonna say I don't think I turned on until like, I don't know, at least like age 14.
Okay, so you were a slow bloomer.
Mm-hmm. What's your first memory?
I have a I don't know what my first memory is because I have a smattering of memories from like when I was very young in the like 2 to 3 range.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I was at least like 2.5 or something because I do not remember any. Like, we lived in small towns when I was young because my dad worked on oil fields. So like, I know the first town I remember nothing from. I think I was like 2 or 2.5 when we moved to the second one.
Man,
and
that dude came in a swing.
Yeah, I have 0 health too, which is fun. So like, I do remember. I remember being on my trike.
Oh. Okay.
Going down we had like a little kind of slight slope on the road where in the house that we lived in, and there was a big like open field with like, I don't know if it was wheat or like just yellow grass because it's Texas and everything dies at some point. But I remember like hearing gunshots off in the distance and my mom being like, "We have to go in now." Well, it was like an oil field town with like 5,000 people, so it was probably just some dude firing off his gun. Like, it wasn't like a criminal thing. It was probably just some like dude who was bored shooting his gun, but also like when people
'cause
just
there's always spiders.
when there's just some random dude firing a gun off in the distance, it's also like maybe don't be around because the bullet's got to come down somewhere.
Yeah. Are you about to fight this tree?
I don't know if I'm going to fight him or if he's going to be a friend.
Okay, that tree definitely has a face.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like he might be a friend and these spiders are like fucking with
The
him.
problem,
You know?
yeah.
He's also got like a big old tree boogie. Like, look at it. Look at his nose.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
there's just like
definitely-
a... It's so hard
That's
to
not a.
breathe.
He's got a. Yeah, he needs to get a Kleenex like ASAP.
Somebody get this out. Is there an ENT around?
Defeated the giant spider, plural, my friend. But yeah, that would be funny if he just. He did. He just sniffed it up. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Help me, buddy.
Yeah.
I heard the red dragon. I said, oh, fuck. I speak too fast. But yeah, so like there was that. I remember like the vaguely the guy, like the old guy across the street. I remember the like little preschool that I went to there. And like, because I remember they had a toy there that I really liked. That there was like a transformer that was just in their general toy bucket that I always wanted. Either that or it was a kid. It might have been a kid named Christopher whose face I also remember pretty well, who might have brought it for a show and tell. And I was like, it was one of the Headmaster's Transformers, and I was like, oh, I don't have that one.
I want this.
Because I love the Headmaster's Transformers. Their heads came off and transformed into little people.
All right. Well, I've learned something today.
I mean, anything to market new toys, you know?
Mm-hmm. I wish my head came off and transformed into a little guy.
Do you?
Yeah. It could be like a little MODOK. He could like fly around and look real weird.
That's more like your head comes off and just has little legs that...
just bullying this little star?
It's a spell, so I'm bringing it with me to kill things. Oh, look, another spell that I can
I
bring with
love
me.
that there's some physics to it, though. Like, you could just bounce it forward with you.
Nice.
I have not gotten a read on what those enemies are because you keep killing. So to jump back, like my first, I have a distinct, like I have a single memory of when I think I like clicked on, basically.
Yeah.
Which was, I was literally on the floor of my aunt's living room playing with like little Tinker toys, like the little wooden, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember opening the tin and playing with those, and I could like my parents were sitting around with like my aunt and uncle, and then I could see like back into like their kitchen and stuff. And it was like in the afternoon, and there was like a beautiful, so it was very like orange shaded from like the sunset and stuff.
Yeah.
That's my first memory. That is genuinely my first memory.
So I have one that also actually is a video game one.
So funny, I was going to say this is going to be a cliche, but what's your first video game memory?
It's also from that same era. So my dad was an engineer.
Real quick, this guy also has sassy legs.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like those dragon guys in ActRaiser 2 that like in the fire level.
Yeah.
But so my dad was an engineer, and you know his brother was like a comp sci guy. So like there were always like various tech things around. So like we had like a Tandy Color computer when I was a little kid.
Oh, what?
Tandy Color computer.
I love the name of it, but what?
Tandy was a brand. It was just a computer. Like that's the thing. Like in the pre-console days, like games were all
just
like it was all some version of like either an Atari or you know like an actual computer that just had games on it. And so there was this Sesame Street game that was on that Tandy Color computer, and like I remember the little like black television that eventually became my television in my room growing up. Sitting up on the roll top desk. I don't remember which room it was in, but I remember playing that Sesame Street game. And one of my parents' favorite stories was
They're still gonna get you.
oh shit.
I loved playing video games so like already at that age, and my mom and dad remember me like
wow, it's been 5 minutes and you're back, huh?
You killed my brother. But they were.
It's actually the same night. It's just a different mount.
Well, we didn't really kill the dragon the night. Yeah. But
got him that time.
my mom likes the story of the computer hooked up to the back of the TV. It was one of those the old school TVs, they had the RF screw-in connectors, but they also had the bunny ears that you had to literally screw into where the antenna's hooked into. I've got it. I can show you one because I've got the old Atari RF switch that has the bunny ear clips. But I knew that the Tandy Color computer hooked up to the back of the television, but I didn't know how. So I apparently had sorted out the wires and was looking at them because I wanted to hook them up and play the Sesame Street game again. So already I wasn't even 3 and I was already trying to play video games on my own terms. So
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. I was gonna say, I think mine actually kicks back to it would have been Super Mario 3.
That was
on
NES.
SNES?
That was NES.
Was it NES?
So did Mario have a cape or a raccoon tail?
He did. Oh, it's not those then. So I'm trying to think. It's the first level has the footballers.
That is Super Mario World. The footballer guys showed up in the SNES game.
Okay, yeah. So then that's the first game I remember.
Yeah, because that game only had the fire flower, the mushroom, and the feather, which gave you a cape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was no Tanuki.
No.
That was not our. Actually, I have an earlier memory than that just unlocked briefly.
Yeah.
So my dad was the video game guy.
Right.
I didn't really get into video games until genuinely kind of the N64 era.
Well, because he bought an N64 for Turok,
he
right?
bought an N60, yeah.
Because he loved the comics or whatever, so he wanted Turok.
Yeah. He played and, to his credit, beat Turok Dinosaur Hunter on the N64, which I tried a few years back to go back and play that, and that's a tough one. This guy is cool. I love this fencing stance he takes and then just does flips.
What if I was a fencer but also a ninja?
Yeah. Live your fucking dream, man.
And what if I had pauldrons that got caught on every doorway?
Yeah. You can't walk through. You can't
sidle through.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Also, when you get back to the world map, I love that the castle has an evil face on it. And why don't we do that in real life? Why? I think my house, I'm gonna put an evil face on the entryway.
Castle Grayskull shit.
Yeah.
It's just a giant skull. It's literally, hey guy.
Hi, I'm here to take credit.
Princess Mari from the fortress has been abducted by monsters. Won't you go with me to help save her? I don't know.
Here in the year of our Lord, 1941.
Okay, so your earlier.
Yeah. So my dad was the gamer, and he literally at work during his lunch break at times, he and some of the guys, they had Doom. And would play multiplayer Doom. So he borrowed he borrowed the SNES.
Oh God.
We had a Sega Genesis.
Okay.
But it was not a hand-me-down, but someone didn't want it anymore, basically.
That's a mimic.
It's a mimic! I love that he bit your ass.
So tasty, those big glutes.
Yeah, meaty.
Have that for some ASMR.
Yeah. Someone liked it.
Oh no.
Wow, a lot of shitty chests around here. There was a game where you turned into a werewolf.
Yeah, might have actually been called Werewolf. And wait, Super Nintendo? That'd be an NES game. Oh no, Sega.
It was on Sega.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, I know the game you're talking about. Because it was an arcade game. It was one of their big sellers. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because you also turn into multiple different Altered Beast. That's what it is.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, I got to look that up now and confirm.
Because you also turn into other monsters as you go deeper in. There's one where you turn into a dragon. It looks kind of vaguely Grecian, and he's got a pink tunic.
This is 100% it.
Yep.
Altered Beast. That's the first game I remember. I don't think I was cognizant or smart enough to even get past the first level, but I liked turning into a werewolf.
It is a very formative beat 'em up for people. There are
So the main character was Arnold, huh?
That is true of so many characters in that era. They just took Arnold's look. I mean, literally, like the Contra cover is Arnold and Sylvester Stallone from. It's a mixture of Predator and Rambo.
This is Mid-Journey churned this out, apparently.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I was like, something's weird about this. Fucking AI art. All right. Confusing me. We're not going to get into that whole discussion. I have deep opinions that yeah, anyways. Wow, it's weird thinking about, like, back then. But yeah, I didn't really get into video games until, like, N64, which, just a little behind-the-scenes thing. So for the last year, I've been looking at this little Nintendo 64 controller box.
It's been on my...
It's just been on your,
it's got, like, all my old SNES and Nintendo instruction manuals in it.
Yeah, and I just love that, because I had this same box for a controller. I love that you have Bowser, Mario, a Stormtrooper, and then who?
Kilgore from Killer Instinct.
Okay.
Which is now like a Microsoft property, because I believe it... I might be wrong on this, but I believe it was Rare that made Killer Instinct, and it was one of those it was one of those fighting games that like it used the like pre-rendered 3D stuff to make sprites the same way that like Super Mario RPG did or Donkey Kong Country did, but then
now
like,
Rare is all Sea of Thieves. Great game, I love it.
Yeah, I might be wrong on. Yeah,
That's
okay. We're about to be done with this playthrough though, because I have no continues, no lives, and
it's been fun.
Yeah,
it's just been all right. We are done with the playthrough. I knew it was gonna be a lizard man that got you. God, guys, chill.
They're just real fucking happy.
Yeah.
Do I get 3 or 4? Well, I guess I'm due. Game over.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun. We this is our so happy birthday to the channel. Thank you very much for being here with me. I mean, I know you way longer than this channel, so like thank you anybody who's watched any of our videos, who are watching through to the end. You know, if you're here, if you feel like telling us about your first like core memory, like
your first
talk
core
about
memory.
core game memory. We have our comments just full of like people's core memories that have nothing to do with video games. But yeah, leave us a comment with your first like video game memory if you get this far and feel so inclined. Like I love seeing it. Like, you know, we've gotten some more people showing up in the past couple months. It's been really cool. It's small growth, but it's growth.
Yeah, we are tiny baby YouTubers.
Yeah, but really happy to keep doing it. Yeah, but thank you so much for being here with us, and you know, we'll see y'all at our next whatever we're doing. I think probably Zelda Link to the Past is what's on the docket.
Or whatever else comes.
Or whatever else comes to play. But yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm a cleric.
Yeah.
Unable to use edged weapons.
Why? He's not edgy enough?
No, it's because like the whole it's the like loophole to drawing blood. Like you can't use an edged weapon because it draws blood, but you can crush the blood out of people apparently.
I'm allowed to bruise and maim.